Welcome to the PW Fan, the ultimate pro wrestling podcast that was created by the fans for the fans. And you're joining us for episode 101. I'm your host, collector, barber, musician, and most importantly, a professional wrestling podcaster, Talk Wrestling, Tim Gilbert.
And I'm your host, the architect of pro wrestling podcast, and winning Steelers fan, Booker Andy.
I'm also host of No Sun Wrestling Indie fan and football lover, Jeremy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we will be discussing and reviewing CM Punk news, Adam Copeland news, aka Edge, WWE Fastlane, and more. But before we get started on this week's episode, like always, I gotta do a little plug of the social media. For general social media, all you want to do is search at the PW Fan, and we should pop right up. For YouTube, you want to go to youtube.com/at the PW Fan Pod, where we kindly ask you to hit that like and subscribe button, maybe leave a comment, maybe tell everybody that it's your favorite podcast ever and that we're the best wrestling podcast hosts ever, you know, that type of thing. No big deal. For shirts, you want to go to prowrestlingtees.com/the PW Fan, where we have 5 different shirt designs, 2 Booker Andy shirts, 2 logo shirts, and then what else do we got on there? And then the face shirt? Yeah, I think that's the other one that we got. Yep.
A face shirt?
Yeah, of our face, of our big ugly mugs right across it.
Oh, all of our faces, that's right.
Yeah, all of our faces. And yeah, stick around to the end where we're going to be talking about my classic show of the week recommendation. Well, we took the week off. We had a lot to do. Jeremy and I were both sick, but we're back now. Episode 101. Andy, I'm going to pass it over to you. And let's get started on this week's episode, sir.
I wanted to start this week off with, we're not going to go in depth. Sorry, listeners, that we missed last week. But because of that, I'm not going to go match for match of Wrestle Dream. But I do want to talk to the guys about, you know, favorite moments, favorite matches. So I'm going to start off. I think we all... This is going to be out of order because it's just going to be off the top of my head. I think we can all agree how amazing Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. was.
Incredible.
That was great.
One of the best matches I've
I feel
ever
like that's
seen.
right up Tim's alley. Yeah.
One of the best matches
Yeah,
I've ever seen.
Even for people who don't like... Yeah, even for people who maybe don't like most technical stuff, I thought it was still really great. Because their chemistry, I felt like it was amazing already. Like, it being the first time.
It was really insane.
And we'll get into it. If we get into any press conference stuff, we'll go over it. But Bryan Danielson basically said that his quote was, you know, this match was to see who's the best technical wrestler in the world. And even though I won, I don't think I'm the best technical wrestler in the world. He said Zack Sabre Jr. was doing stuff, quite frankly, that was mind blowing. He said that he blew his mind.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think they were doing some stuff on the upcoming week that we might get, you know, a second one. You know, Zack Sabre Jr. was basically saying that it's not over.
It might be in New Japan, though, like at the Tokyo Dome.
Wrestle Kingdom? Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe we'll get that and part 3 of Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay.
That'd be amazing. That'd be an insane show, those two matches.
Book it, Booker Andy. I also want to talk about, I was really, you know, I've always thought he was like good, but I thought this was one of the better performances. I really enjoyed the Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page match. Hangman was wearing them.
Tim knows who Swerve is now.
I know who Swerve is now.
Yeah, Tim now knows.
I'm not going to be saying who anymore.
That might just because he beat Hangman, who.
Yeah, we all don't like.
It was a banger. It was a banger of a match, and dude, he was over with the crowd. Prince Nana was killing it as the manager, and the fans were into it.
Dude, that dance is so over.
Who, Prince Nana's dance?
Yeah, when he comes out in the entrance now, it's like everyone's doing it in the crowd.
Also during that match, pointed out, because I think I pointed out during the group chat, Hangman was wearing some tights that looked a little familiar.
Yeah.
Little like his version of Shawn Michaels' 2002 Survivor Series Elimination Chamber, brown tights.
AKA the poop brown tights with the Dutch boy haircut that everybody remembers.
They might be the worst tights, but Tim needs that fig, and it's just been released.
That fig.
yeah.
He said, I need it. It's terrible, but I need it.
I need it.
Unfortunately, Shawn Michaels in that look, winning that title was like a core memory for me. So I need it. I need it.
I remember that too. That's crazy because that was a horrible color brown.
That was horrible.
I don't know what was worse, the tights or the haircut.
They're both
Yeah, the hair. That's right.
very both bad. Very bad.
Yeah.
And then I want to talk about one more match. I guess doing a top three, unless you guys have a better match. But the main event, 2 out of 3 falls, Christian Cage versus Darby Allin, was fantastic.
Yeah. I saw a lot of people who didn't like it, which is weird.
Really, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate the spot that they did with Darby getting thrown onto the steps. It was just like, why? Why do you got to do that to yourself?
I did not like that.
I mean, Christian did it in the safest way possible, but it still hurts so much.
I think he was supposed to do it like 5
The
minutes.
first
Different
time.
when he couldn't lift him.
But I think he was supposed to do it like 5 minutes before we actually did it, and he like looks down and you can see him be like, "Nah," like he's like, he's like too gnarly. Like,
So in the end, though, Christian Cage would win the match. First of all, I want to say before we continue, dude, this run of Christian Cage. I mean, I think all AEW fans
so
agree
good.
is just. It's fantastic.
This is amazing.
it's his best
and
work
also-
ever.
Yeah, I was gonna say ever. Yeah. But the other little thing that happened during that match was Nick Wayne turned on Darby, which seemed
So
kind of
after
out
the
of nowhere.
match, yes, after the match.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was after.
Or no, it was during the match, right? It's kind of how it ended.
Oh yeah. Because he had the belt and then he was about to hit him.
Yeah, so Nick Wayne turns on Darby. Christian gets his final fall of the match, and then after beating up like him and Sting, I believe Christian wants to do a concerto, and then the stadium or the arena goes black. There's a video playing of a man walking to a car and driving down the streets of Seattle, and then all of a sudden you hear. I'm pretty sure it was done by the singer of the band Polaris, but she says, "You think you know him?" Not
You know what?
me.
They actually said it was Beth Phoenix.
No, that didn't sound like Beth Phoenix.
I mean, they adjusted her voice, but she
Oh.
recorded it. Her and Edge recorded it at their house.
Really? Okay. Well,
think
then I
you
read
know
something
him?
wrong. Anyway. But yes,
No.
Edge's music, the same exact music he used in WWE, Metalingus by Alter Bridge, played probably one of the best entrance songs that is out there in the wrestling world. And the crowd was hot. And it was just so crazy to see. I mean, you can't call him Edge. I mean, we can. But, he's Adam Copeland in AEW. Even though it's funny, at the bottom under his name, he'll say his Twitter handle, and it's at Edge Rated R.
Yeah.
But he comes out there, he grabs a chair, and he ends up hitting Nick Wayne and spearing Luchasaurus as Christian leaves. Super. I mean, me and Tim were texting the whole time, being like, "Is this the moment? If he's gonna come out, it's gonna be now." And then he finally did, and it's weird to see him, but I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah,
but
I think Tim actually said it probably best. It's like seeing a Marvel superhero in a DC universe. It's like it's
So
weird. But now it's
awesome.
really cool. I'm getting used to it.
So do you guys have anything else you want to add to Wrestle Dream? I just wanted to talk about it a little bit before we get in, since we didn't.
No, I thought it was a good show again.
Dude, I mean,
Edge debut was
Three great pay-per-views by AEW in a row.
Yeah.
All in, all out the next week, and then Wrestle Dream.
At least now they have a bit of a break for Full Gear. Like, because I was gonna be like, all right, this has to be the last pay-per-view for them for a bit.
Should we talk about?
Yeah, I thought it was great.
But sure, before we review the rest of the show, should we
yes,
talk about?
Yes, we need to talk about like Mussolini.
Like Mussolini. And
Tim, I'm going to pass it over to you since I think
Tim
it's on
thinks it's
your radar the
confirmed.
most. Tim says everything's confirmed. He's looking things up.
According to
Tell us what's going on with the Punk.
According to Wrestling Observer News, WWE and Punk are in heavy negotiations right now. Some people have said there's people in Punk's camp said that his intention is to return, and what I think that means is CM Punk himself probably telling Nick Houseman, "I'd like to go back to WWE." And
He's like, remember that company I like had that long court case with? I'm trying to go back.
Tim's having a heart attack about it.
and then
According to Tim, Punk's already signed. In Tim's mind, he's already signed the deal.
He's
basically there already.
He's coming.
Tell me when I'm telling lies. We'll see when he doesn't show up.
And there's all this stuff like, oh, Corey Graves is saying all this stuff on commentary
Corey Graves.
I mean, he's actually though.
Yeah, Corey Graves is doing the other guys thing where Michael Keaton keeps talking about TLC, but then pretends that he's not. Like,
hey guys, don't go chasing waterfalls. Like,
come on.
And then Corey Graves will go on Twitter and be like, "You guys are reading too far into this. Like, have you ever not seen this movie? Have you never seen?"
He there's some fucking '80s movie that like no one talks about that he's just like pulling that one line from.
Like Punk literally posted that story with the lightning bolt line, and then Corey Graves says it that night, and I'm like, come on.
It's like when, before Cody came back, they had like all those references.
He did the dude when he did the greatest trick the devil ever pulled. I was like, come on.
Yeah, come on.
He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry.
Oh my god. As soon as someone says best in the world next. Yeah.
So that being said, though,
I'll tell you the
next pay-per-view is Crown Jewel, but after that, it's Survivor Series in Chicago.
If Seth Rollins makes one more best in the world reference, it's happening. 100%, it's happening.
Oh yeah, he has been doing the best in the world.
It's confirmed. That's it.
JD McDonough's head is only getting bigger. It's gigantic.
She's a Funko Pop.
He's a Funko Pop.
Hey, Cody said it, not me.
That's so funny.
And then another
JD
person said it and doubled down. Oh my god.
I can't wait to talk about Cody and Jay in the scrum.
Oh
my god.
Awesome.
So Survivor Series this year is November 25th in Chicago.
The best pay-per-view of the year. For my money, I love me some SummerSlam, I love the Royal Rumble, and I love WrestleMania, right? The quote-unquote the big three.
Yeah, you like the big four. We all like the big four.
We all like the big four.
But Survivor Series and Thanksgiving time, just something about it. It's special memories. I don't know why.
They switched out Extreme Rules this year for Fastlane. No Extreme Rules this year.
Oh, okay. But is it is a Survivor Series on a Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
So is it
cool.
Is it the day before
games.
Thanksgiving?
It's the Saturday after, right?
It's 2 days after.
Yeah,
Thanksgiving is the 23rd. You want to get into Raw? Yeah.
Turkey, a lot of food, and wrestling. That's the best.
Perfect.
Let's get into Raw this week. Funny enough, as if you're watching right now, Raw opened up last week with a bunch of ladies attacking Nia Jax. Which
bunch of ladies?
I mean, it went from I think it started with Shayna Baszler, then Raquel Rodriguez, and Rhea Ripley would end up coming out, but she would grab the mic and say that she's not done until she takes care of Judgment Day business. So
I'm not like most
People are
So
waiting for
basically-
revenge on Nia Jax.
This is going to be Jade Cargill's first match, I'm assuming.
Against Nia Jax?
Because she's going to be come in and be like,
Oh,
take
God,
down the
dude.
biggest person.
If you ever
She's going to
listen
get
to
hurt.
if you
I
ever
was
listen
going to say, you're going to hurt it that early?
if you ever listen to the lyrics of that song, I mean, it literally fits her character perfectly. It says, "I'm not like most girls. I'm always hitting you with potatoes. Did you know The Rock was my cousin? I'm probably gonna hurt you. I'm not like most girls."
That's exactly how it goes.
Yeah, that's the
Speaking of
lyric
lyrics,
for
me and
lyric.
me and Tim finally found the official lyrics of the game for Triple H's song. We always joked about what it said, and then we were like, "Oh, it actually is like
It's pretty
very similar
close.
to that."
It's pretty close. He actually does say "little bitch" in that song. You like a scared
Does
little
he?
bitch. Like a scared little bitch.
Oh,
yeah,
Like
that's-
a
yeah, yeah.
smoky gun.
From the smoking gun. But
I always thought I
Tim
was
thought
just
it was
here-
like something else,
I thought
and
I
then
always just
you
thought,
thought
I
it was
here-
something bitch, but
Oh, like a scared ass. I used to think he said like a scared ass.
like
bitch.
scared ass.
Yeah.
And then we looked at him, and we were like, you're not that far off, man.
It's pretty close.
So after the Rhea and Judgment Day business segment, we had a Ciampa and Gunther contract signing for the Intercontinental title, which would be the main event of the show. Then we had a Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura segment. Before I go further, SmackDown and Raw this week were go-home shows. That's why you'll hear me kind of go through quick. But we found out that the Seth Rollins and Shinsuke match was going to be last man standing. And during this segment, Shinsuke just basically kept trying to put down Rollins for a 10 count and kept counting over and over again. Then we had a Miz and Drew McIntyre promo, who Miz pretty much said that, I believe he said him and Drew are alike, and Drew's kind of changed, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, Drew came out first and gave a promo about why he's acting the way he is in recent weeks. I feel like he's going to go heel, but maybe we'll wait
Probably
and see.
will.
But yeah, Miz showed up, started ranting about what McIntyre did to him last week. This ended up turning into a match between the two. Good old Miz wrestling in a suit. That can't be easy. And then the main event was Gunther versus Ciampa. Gunther retained in a really good match. But afterwards, Imperium was attacking, and out comes Johnny Gargano. And the two end up doing some DIY moves. So it's been rumored for a while that they were waiting for stuff to happen to bring back these two and team them up together. So I'm excited to see DIY back
too.
together.
Yeah. And this also, I just remember this point, just because of that part. There was news today, I should say, of that Triple H is basically 99% in control of creative now. Or Vince
Endeavor is
basically out.
behind his creative direction.
And so I was like, this makes a lot of sense, though. DIY is back together. He's got Seth Rollins as champ and all this stuff, so.
All he needs now
so
to
that
make
wraps
it
up-
full circle is squash the beat.
Oh my god.
We're like Mussolini, and then it'll be full circle. It'll be great.
Full circle. Where's the next place Punk's going to then after that?
Impact.
In
Did you guys
Because
see
he gets kicked out of WWE fighting Seth
you-
Rollins backstage.
Did you see where the meme I sent you today? That's like, "We are here," and it
Yeah.
says excited.
what I was
for-
joking about, yeah.
Excited for the return, and then the return, and then great matches, and then gets injured and beats somebody up, and then it starts all over again.
You guys are going to be the crying CM Punk fan, like.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am. Yeah, right, Andy. You are too. If Punk comes back in Survivor Series, Andy's gonna send me a picture like.
One, I'll be sitting next to you.
Yeah, true.
All right, and we'll probably go to dinner or something before then. It's a big, it's
Yeah,
one of
we
the big
should.
fours.
Yeah. The big four, yeah.
We'll all send each other the picture. We'll all be like this.
I'll just
Yeah. All in the
Bro,
same room, too.
put it together and post it. All right, let's get into Dynamite. There was a segment that had technical difficulties, which apparently AEW was really mad at the network for the technical difficulties. You could barely hear
Oh
the
yeah,
Adam Cole,
yeah.
Roderick Strong, and Kingdom video segment.
Yeah, this is apparently
They
as
ended
a
up playing
TV.
twice. They played it twice, which took away time from the Adam Copeland Christian segment at the end. I had to find that online in order to finish it because they played it
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
But during
That's
the segment,
apparently sorry. That's apparently a TBS TNT thing because they like Tony Khan even said on Twitter. I think they switched to a new system, and
it
that's
was
been
like Warner
happening.
Media. They were saying it was like, yeah,
Yeah, that's been happening to like other shows on their network. I was like, guys,
great,
like,
awesome,
get it together.
do better.
Yeah.
So the segment though that we ended up seeing twice was Adam Cole going to Roderick Strong's house. The Kingdom was there. Roderick was in a neck brace.
These are so
He
ridiculous.
got Adam a scooter to push around on
Yeah.
because of his hurt ankle. And then he needs help from Adam rearranging the entire house and moving
He's like,
the
can you move my
furniture.
furniture? He's like, well, the Kingdom guys. He's like, they don't do that.
Yeah, so Adam Cole moved Roderick Strong's furniture all around his house, and I guess he's trying to prove that he's still his friend to Roderick Strong.
Yeah. I like how when he was about to leave, he was like, he's like, ugh, what?
He was yelling at him when he got there, and he was like 5 feet away from him. He's like, I'm right here.
Yeah.
It's like, I can hear you.
He's like, oh, you're here?
We had a return this week.
By the way,
Wardlow returned to television.
I am drinking Spindrift. Spindrift sponsor us. You can get these
Oh, my God.
7 days a week. You know, wherever they're open.
Where's your
Does it
muffin?
suck? Wait, what's the problem with Spindrift? I don't know what it is.
That's what Punk drinks.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Mark?
So thirst quenching
Is it sparkling water?
for the
Yeah.
for the Edge Warrior, for the Edge Lord.
Andy,
Get your muffin.
Yeah, what's the baker you're gonna promote now?
I'm gonna say go to Square One Coffee. They got muffins.
It's a good
open.
one.
I think they're open 6 days a week.
Jeremy's like, I'm not mad at that. All right.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
So Wardlow returned this week, won in dominant fashion, and then just left the ring through the audience. He just dipped.
Yeah. I saw a thing on Twitter on his like tape on his wrist. He had MJF written on there.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I was like, is he not done with him?
Well, let's talk about, speaking of MJF, there was a Bullet Club Gold promo that took place with MJF.
First of all, their entrance is awesome with the title now. With,
They don't-
Oh
Jay White.
snap! Oh, something's happening on Raw. Oh
Am I behind
my
you?
goodness!
What's happening?
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
snap.
behind you.
Later flat.
Oh.
Let's go.
Oh man, this
Let's
is gonna be a good
go.
feud. We're gonna talk about this next week.
I'm down for that. I'm down for that feud.
Good feud coming up.
So we had what started as a back and forth between MJF, Juice Robinson, and the Guns, turned into a sneak attack by Jay White. For those of you that don't know, since we didn't cover it last week, Jay White and MJF have started a feud. They had a bit of a promo battle, I believe, the week before.
Yeah.
And in the end, though, they would lay out MJF and steal the Triple B, steal his championship.
B.
But this was a good segment. I liked it. Some of the quotes I got here: Austin Gunn mocked Adam Cole, saying, "Who's ready for story time with the Bang Bang Club?" MJF would say, "I'm honest about everything I've done in my past because I'm not just a scumbag. I'm their scumbag." After running down a list of his greatest sins. And then Jay White would end up saying, "We need a champion that lives up to the name Elite, and you, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, are not him."
Yeah. So the interesting thing is it's also from last week. I guess we didn't cover, but like, remember at the end of Dynamite with Jay White getting attacked and like the devil mask?
Yeah, we need to
thought it
talk
was Adam
about
Cole.
that.
And
I
the
still
Kingdom.
think it's Adam Cole.
Because now it's like MJF said it wasn't him, and he's like, someone stole it. So
That Adam
Adam
Cole's
Cole.
hurt, so it's like,
It was hanging behind Adam Cole. when they were sitting
like
with each
there's a
other.
few
Is
weeks
that
ago.
misdirection? It's a little too obvious. No, it
What
was.
was Booker
CM
Andy do
Punk.
then? No.
Or
CM
is
Punk's
it
back, baby.
or is it obvious because we look for shit like that?
I mean, everyone found it on online, so
But I feel
that's like the
like
first thing they ever went to.
if you're the type of wrestling fan that we are, you're gonna like look for little things. The casual person would still might be surprised by something like that. You know?
Yeah. And also, since we're Dynamite right now, because this week that we're in right now, it is actually going to be on Tuesday, and just because I'm seeing an NXT commercial right now, I just find it kind of funny how there's one tweet that I saw that was like AEW and WWE going to war on a random Tuesday in October, and it's like the Marvel Endgame scene where they're running at each other.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, because WWE's putting like Cody, Heyman. Who else is going to be on there? Undertaker is going to might be there.
Cody, Heyman, Cena, Asuka.
Yeah.
And then
Well, it
at the
ends
end
with
of the
the-
promo, it ends with the gong for Undertaker
Yeah. I was like, are you kidding me?
to go up against Adam Copeland's first match.
Yeah. Against Luchasaurus.
Yeah, it's not
I'm
like him versus Kenny Omega or someone. It's like
Yeah. I'm like, NXT better win this then.
So that's when we'll get the real test of.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I don't know if
for
it's
us-
that's not
for
like
us,
a
I
real
think we're
test
gonna
though.
watch-
That's like a super show.
You guys don't even watch NXT,
Corny-
so
Dude,
Yeah,
you're
that's what
gonna
I'm saying.
Your
Corny had me fucking cracking up. He was talking about. He's like, Edge is gonna trust these motherfuckers to wrestle with him when he had to retire with his broken neck. He's like,
that's what I was talking about, dude. I'm nervous for Edge to
He's
be
like-
in there.
He's like, he's gonna wrestle Ray Phoenix and get dropped on his fucking head twice in a row. I was like, oh my god, so scary.
Ray Phoenix keeps getting hurt. He stays getting hurt.
Yeah, he has a good run of getting hurt right now. It's a good thing that Edge is facing someone who's 65 million years old.
He wouldn't-
Oh my god.
he
Because
said,
Luchasaurus is a dinosaur.
and then Corny was like, he's like, and I don't want to see Edge versus Jericho. He's like, between the two of them, he's like, the age is 106.
Edge and Christian versus the Hardys. What's their age add up to?
I know. People were saying that, and I was like, no, guys, no. We
Edge
don't
and
want to see
Christian-
that.
Dude,
Edge and-
I saw something. It was like the
Edge and Christian
Attitude
versus the
Era
Young
is
Bucks.
in AEW.
Yeah.
Edge and Christian versus the
That'd be
Young
great.
Bucks. I'd like to see. I'd like to see
FTR.
Edge,
Yeah.
Edge versus
FTR.
FTR. I'd like to see Edge versus Kenny Omega. I'd like to see.
Yeah.
I disagree with. Look, I love Corny, but I do disagree with him. I would like to see him versus Moxley. I think that's an interesting
Yeah.
feud.
Has he faced Bryan Danielson?
No,
Or I guess Daniel Bryan and WWE?
Nope.
Yeah, that's another one. Good one.
Did you guys see the picture? It's like the
I don't
Attitude
want-
Era
I-
is in AEW.
I know he.
Yeah.
I know he was excited to be in the ring with Sting. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see him.
No, that should be it. Like that was as much as you need.
Yeah.
A
Who
handshake.
do they got? Who do they got there from Attitude Era? Edge, Christian, Matt, Jeff, Chris
Jeff-
Jericho,
Jeff
Billy
Jarrett.
Gunn,
Yeah,
Jeff Jarrett.
yeah.
Sting was
Sting.
part of that era, just not WWE.
It's still
Yeah.
Attitude Era. What's his face?
I mean, in backstage they got Big Show.
Yeah, Big Show,
Big Show, Mark Henry,
the
Jim
guy-
Ross,
Jerry Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rob
they
Van
have a lot-
Dam's in and out.
He is in a. I saw an interview with him afterwards. I don't even think he realized what show he wrestled on for the. He was like, I wrestled on Collision, and he's like, and the other show that AEW has. I was like, come on, RVD.
I know we're jumping around here very ADD, but did you guys see the quotes from Meltzer recently where he said that he was like, AEW is cold right now, and boy are they cold.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, dude, you never hear Meltzer say that, so that's not good. If he's saying that,
Well, that's been like I know you sent it to him in a group chat with the photo of like there's like no fans basically on
Oh,
the
I
the
don't
hard
like
cam
that. I
side
don't.
of it.
Dude,
When I send those photos, guys, I'm not like sending it like a, oh yeah, look at this. I'm sending it more of like a, damn,
Like it
like,
sucks.
like from where it was 2 years ago or a year ago to like now.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? It's crazy.
Yeah, well, you know, it's funny because like when you sent that, I saw a bunch of people posting about it too. I actually like was trying to look up. I was like, what happened? And I know like they are cold right now, but also so AEW has been charging a lot more higher prices for the weekly shows, like especially Collision and Dynamite. So like for someone who wants to take like their kids there, maybe and want to try out the show, it's going to be like over $300, $400, and it's like not going to be worth it. You know?
And I will say we are in a time, and it's not just wrestling. I mean, it trickles down, and I don't mean that, and then trickle economics or whatever, but it does, like, people don't have the extra income right now. Like, I wouldn't say that we're
Yeah.
slow at the barbershop, but we're not the busiest we've ever been. And you hear about like tattoo artists like having openings and people that work in spas, and like there's like some luxury slash service things slash fun things that with the way things are, people just don't have extra money right now, and they're not spending money on that, especially with Christmas coming up, and people have kids.
Yeah.
They're saving
And the
money.
holidays coming up,
you know
yeah. Yeah.
Still
Also,
trying to
another
give
thing
their
is like
kids a nice
AEW for some
holiday.
yeah, for some reason AEW with their advertising, they only promote mainly through social media. And like, WWE does like the local stuff, like they'll go to the news stations or they'll go to like the local like billboards or whatever. But AEW hasn't been doing that, and they did it for their Grand Slam show for the first week, and they increased tickets for like a couple thousand at least.
It's weird. I just think that, gosh, I'm trying to think of all the stuff. I don't think that the behind the scenes stuff made people stop watching AEW, because I don't think enough people that even watch wrestling would look into it the way they. I mean, they might see like, oh, CM Punk got in a fight and got fired. They might see that, but I don't think like everybody is gonna know all that stuff. And I'm trying to think of, besides Punk leaving, what Cody left. I mean, do you guys, in your
Yeah.
opinion, have a theory of why AEW is quote unquote, and this is Meltzer's words, not mine, is extremely cold right now?
CM Punk.
That's your one thing? You think it killed it?
He's that big.
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't
I don't know
do
what
anything,
happened.
in my
It
opinion, to
doesn't
the
make
casual
sense.
audience.
I just don't know what happened. Something happened from that media scrum press conference where he basically was like, this place is a joke, and like, fuck all these people.
Yeah.
Until now,
Drinking a spindrift.
drinking a spindrift, cheers. But what but something happened from like then and now where, dude, the audience is just like tanked. I don't know what happened, dude. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. It's I think also because they added Collision, which is another 2 hour show.
Yeah.
And they also have Rampage, but Rampage doesn't really
Do
count.
you think between NXT, do you
Are
think
overexposed.
Yeah, I mean, I was reading some stuff like that today. Do you think between Raw and SmackDown, NXT, and 3 AEW shows that there's too much wrestling on TV?
Or is it just, if you have to pick, WWE's on fire ever since Triple H took over?
Yeah. I mean, there's that too, but it's also like if there's a casual fan who's going to
If
choose
you have to
something,
pick one to go to live,
they're going to go
right
with
now I'm picking
something they know.
WWE.
Yeah, they're going to pick the brand they know. So that's also part of it. It's still like a 4 or 5 year old brand.
That's another thing too, though. I
I don't think it can be one thing.
think for so long, AEW's thing, right? Everybody always loved NXT, especially the OG 2013, 14, 15,
Yeah.
16 black and gold. That was the shit. So
Yeah.
no one ever really had any beef with Triple H. Everybody, all the indie fans and like everybody were always like kind of like, nah, Triple H is cool. So I think for so long it became, oh, AEW is going to go against the evil corporation and Vince McMahon. And then all of a sudden, Vince McMahon like doesn't really, yeah, he's like around, but like he doesn't really like control the show like he used to, and Triple H does. And I feel like people are like, oh well, I guess
Yeah,
the
that's
other
a
guy's
huge part of
gone.
it too.
If the evil guy's gone,
Yeah.
maybe I'll go back and watch a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't have that evil corporation feel anymore.
No,
Wait, you're telling me they don't do dog food segments anymore? I'm in.
they do a lot of things differently, and they have good wrestling.
Suffer and
on TV.
succotash?
Suffer and succotash. Ugh.
Did
Moxley,
we even wrap up Dynamite? No, we didn't.
Moxley getting injected
didn't?
with the giant hamster needle is classic.
That
When he
was crazy.
Ambrose.
Yeah, we didn't wrap up Dynamite. Adam Copeland promo. Yeah. So he's out there, and so he ran down the number of first-time matches he could have, which we talked about some of them as we were talking about what was going on. He recalled a conversation with his daughter, who helped him make the decision to jump to AEW, saying, "Go have fun with Uncle Jay." He also gave a shout out to JR during this in the beginning.
I like that.
That was
one.
nice.
For signing him to his first deal. Signed him to his first deal. And he basically wanted Christian Cage to come out, and so he could talk to him. And he said, even though I know that about you, I still love you. That's never going to go away. And he said, Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne are going to drop you like a bad habit the moment they've sucked all the information out of your brain. And he said, it's time for two guys. He said how he couldn't wrestle for years and then came back, and Christian couldn't wrestle for years and came back. Now is the time to team together one more time. And the infamous video that went around was they hugged, and Christian Cage just says, "Go fuck yourself." And Edge's face said it all. And Christian left the ring.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I only
It's
have
great.
I only have one question for
Good
both
stuff.
of you.
Yes.
How's everybody's fathers doing?
Oh God, Christian's the best.
So good,
Dude.
man.
I was telling Tim this when Edge debuted. I really hope though Edge's stuff doesn't take away,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it might
'cause he
not because they're
I
one's a
don't think it
babyface, one's a
will,
heel,
dude.
and they're doing their own thing.
Dude, Christian right now.
But like even like
I watched a 13
when
minute clip of Christian's best of in AEW, and it made me laugh all 13 minutes yesterday. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, Tim played it for me when I was over there.
I've seen that too. That's so funny. But like even when
also-
Edge debuted, I don't think they even took away from Christian.
Mm-mm.
Like that
Not
was
at
his
all.
like Edge's moment,
Yeah.
but also like Christian was still like mainly there.
Tim's also going to bed at nighttime watching the entire first CM Punk WWE run.
Wait, no, hang on.
I was sleeping on his couch. I could hear.
No, it was the AEW run.
Yeah, but haven't you been watching the Punk matches from WWE too?
Oh, when I
He was
okay.
at least making me watch promo videos from 2011 pay-per-views,
Okay,
2012.
it's very sickening. It's sickening, but
So, well, to be honest, like 2011 and 12, those were like the best years of Punk and WWE.
so good.
Don't feed him more.
That's what you call white hot. When
I was showing Andy some white hot Punk.
It was a Triple H promo. It was the promo with Bret Hart and.
Where
I remember when
he's like,
Punk.
we don't want to watch the match. We're just gonna watch the video package for the match.
yeah, we were just watching the video packages for the match. Oh,
That's
so
funny.
good.
I still remember when Punk fought Vince McMahon on a Raw, and I was like, "What is happening?"
Yeah, that was a crazy one.
Vince
Inverse-
is like, "I'm going to show you some respect when I knock you out." It's like, what?
Best wrestler.
You guys want to continue the show?
Grappler.
Wrestler.
Best technician.
Let's see how far we can get without mentioning CM Punk.
We're not
Yeah.
going to get far. We
SmackDown
stand-
this week.
we
LA
stand
Knight
Punk
opened
on
the
this
show. LA Knight opened up the show. Bloodline comes out. Heyman is now full gray, full white hair
Yeah.
for the first time.
He looks so
ever.
old now.
I don't have a Diet Pepsi, but I am moving on now to Diet Coke.
Oh, God.
It might as well have been a Punk reference. So Bloodline comes out. Heyman ended up giving his respect to LA Knight, saying that he was going to be the next megastar. And so this would end up. Well, Cena would end up coming out because the week before we didn't talk about it because we missed it. But LA Knight signed the contract to be Cena's partner at Fastlane.
Yeah.
So we would get our main event booked for the night, which would be LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso. We would have a fun segment backstage, I thought, at least, throughout the night. Bloodline and the Judgment Day. Judgment Day were found in the Bloodline's locker room. Rhea wants to talk to Heyman, and the gist of it was that she wanted to form an alliance between the two dominant factions.
I know. We watched this together. I really liked this whole promo, even though we both joked it was funny that the cameraman.
There was big backstage props given to Rhea and Heyman for their segment. I read.
Yeah, it was really good, dude. It was a good
cool.
segment.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot.
So I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but I read that it's official. So Dragon Lee has been silently called up. He had a great match last week, and he's been crushing it.
Yeah,
If you guys remember, he came over from AAA to NXT. He's been there less than a year, and I think he's Rush's brother.
Is he?
I think. Let me see. Rush and Dragon.
Yeah, have to look it up.
Jamie's on it. Yeah. Yes,
Jamie,
Dragon Lee and Rush are brothers.
Jamie, why don't you pull that up for me? Now let me ask you
Hey,
guys this.
JMO.
But Jamie, while you're pulling that up, Jeremy, let me ask you this: have you ever done DMT?
You want me to answer?
And then also,
No.
did you know that monkeys actually now are starting to fish with spears? Have you guys seen this? So the primates are starting to grasp spears and fish with them. It's fucking wild, man. It's crazy. You guys want to?
That's basically what the podcast is.
UFOs or no? Okay.
That was a good impression.
It's fucking wild, man.
Fucking wild. The Hollywood elite drinking baby's blood.
Ugh. I
All
live
right.
in Texas.
Main event, LA Knight.
Anyway.
Hey, Joe Rogan. I live in Texas, Joe Rogan. All right. LA Knight defeats Jimmy Uso via disqualification in the main event. The Judgment Day comes out. John Cena comes out. Jey Uso comes out. Cody Rhodes comes out. Clears the ring. Do you think this is a little hint at War Games?
I think so.
What do you think
How
the
could it
teams
not
will be? How many? I was asking Tim, how many people are in the War Games match on each side? 4 or 5?
5, right? 5.
Tim has seen more War Games than me.
There's 10 in total.
It's 5-on-5.
Yeah.
All right, so if we got 5-on-5, what are the teams?
Well, Punk on 1.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You think he's a secret member?
Dude, 100%. Are you serious?
So you think you get Cody J, LA Knight,
And CM
Cena
Punk.
Cena,
and Punk.
CM Punk.
Oh my God, that'd be insane.
If they do this like we're not going to reveal who it is until the pay-per-view, it's Punk.
It's
has to be.
it's definitely.
Oh, if they're like mystery partner,
oh, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's Punk.
and then it's just Carlito.
Oh,
Okay, that's that side. Then who do you got on the other side? Jimmy,
Oh.
Solo. You get three more.
Roman.
Is Roman a
Finn.
part of this, or do you get Damian, Finn, Dominic?
No. If
I
you,
think it's those three.
well, I agree with you, but I think that if you do get Punk on the other side, that star power's too much. You got to get Roman on the other team to even it out a little bit.
So then, what two Judgment Day members do you pick? Damian and
Damian
And Finn?
And Finn.
Yeah, not Dominic.
Yeah.
Dominic on
No
the
JD
outside.
McDonough?
Dominic on the outside just to get
Yeah.
heat.
To interfere in things.
Triple H has an announcement this Friday. Punk's coming.
Shut up.
Everything is that.
Everything's.
When we talk about Jay Cargill,
let me tell
it's
you this.
official.
I'm gonna cry happy tears or sad tears at Survivor Series. It's either gonna be the sad tears
If
that
he doesn't show up.
there,
he
or
doesn't show up, or the ones of him showing up.
Oh no.
Jay Cargill, though, we found out will be on a Raw Superstar.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found
way.
out in the pre-show of Fastlane.
I don't know if they actually said there. I had just read it days before
Okay.
Fastlane that she was going to be.
They're
But we
hyping
don't
it
know
up
when
big
she's
time.
debuting or. Yeah. Okay, so that wraps up SmackDown. I one thing on Rampage. Commander earned a ROH World Title shot against Eddie Kingston on Collision, and then that brings us to Collision. So
That reminds me
surprising-
of. Sorry, I was going to say that reminded me of something from Wrestle Dream. With, do you guys hear Moxley on commentary?
It was awful.
Yeah, he
I
got
just thought that
fined.
was. You thought it was awful? I thought it was hilarious
He was just so
because he was like
He
trying not to
barely-
curse, and he's like,
He can't
like,
talk
"Fuck that
anyway.
guy."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he barely talks anyway, so it's like he's like
"He can't
"Oh."
talk without cursing." And he like covered his mic, and he was like, "Kick the shit out of him." And he's like, "Swear jar." And he's like, "I covered the
He was
mic."
covering his mic, and they told him, they're like, you can just hit the mute button. You don't.
Yeah, sorry, that was just something I remember because I thought Eddie Kingston was on commentary as well.
Yeah, he ended up getting fined for the kickoff show stuff.
Yeah,
Who Eddie Kingston?
No,
Moxley.
John Moxley. He said when he commentated later, he said, I got fined for the stuff that I did
Yeah.
earlier.
And then they kept joking like every time I curse, like swear jar.
So Collision, surprisingly enough, we have new tag team champions. Tim says it's because they're on their way out, but Ricky Starks and Big Bill defeated FTR.
I don't think they're on their way out. They said, what's the not Dax, but who's the other guy? Not Dax.
Cash.
Cash is hurt. And Dax also tweeted like he's like, guys, we're not going anywhere. I always say top guys out.
Well, they also trademarked CMFTR though 2 days ago.
I know they did, yeah.
Did they really? I
Yeah.
thought you were messing with me.
They really did.
Tim's like, it's happening.
You don't think that's like to sell shirts though?
Well, hell yeah, it is.
Because they could do that just selling like pro wrestling tees then.
It's true.
Which you can also find. Who else's shirt?
You can actually find ours. We have 5 different shirt designs. There's 2 Booker Andy shirts, 2 logo shirts, and then 1 of our faces. Available now.
Yep.
/ the PW fan.
So forget CMFTR.
I want to see you wearing our t-shirt.
We had a Bullet Club Gold promo. Tim doesn't understand why there's a cutout of Jay White out there while Jay White is standing
Yeah, I
there.
don't get that. He's
I think it's part of the
there.
gag.
So why is
It's part of the gag,
He's
man.
part of
I
the
don't like
gang.
that. I don't like that.
Bang, bang, gang. Got 2 words for you. Guns up. If you don't like that. But he was out there with
got one word
MJF's
for you.
Triple B.
Ooh.
He gave a promo talking about how AEW deserve him as a champion.
Yeah.
Eddie Kingston would end up retaining the world title, RH world title against Commander. And then we had an ending segment with Adam Copeland. First of all, I can't believe they tried to compete with Fastlane. Saturday night. Their views had to have tanked. Secondly, God, someone fire the cameraman during this whole entire segment because it was panning this arena and you could see
There's
just
no one. Yeah.
emptiness.
Maybe the worst shots ever of
Dude,
Yeah.
it was.
in
Me trying to watch it like,
AEW.
oh my God.
Yeah, Andy kept rewinding it, being like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, look how bad it is! It's so empty."
Yeah, I
We
don't
watched
understand.
it after Fastlane. We were just like,
I was like, just keep showing like the same group of people. I don't care. Don't show empty seats.
It was terrible. It was like, good lord. It was like literally all.
by
Yeah.
the way, I was wrong. Adam Copeland
Yeah.
put over Jim Ross during this promo.
Oh, that's right. That's when it was. Yeah, because he's on Collision.
But Christian Cage would end up popping up on screen. Well, didn't he? I think he called Christian a dick. He said he's always been a dick.
Yeah.
But Christian Cage would pop up on screen, and then out would come Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus. Nick Wayne looks like such an idiot.
He wears that sweater now.
In the puka shell necklace. Broccoli haircut.
Dude, that's a flex now,
about
dude,
it.
bro. Don't insult our Gen Z listeners.
I know. I'm just the old guy, apparently.
Yeah, we're old now, bro.
Um,
You're not cool anymore with your fucking old ass millennial hair.
But Darby Allin, they would go to take out Copeland, and Darby Allin would come out to help.
Can I tell?
this week, though-
Can I tell a quick side story, just like not wrestling related?
You're gonna
Take, like, 2
we're
seconds.
going.
So at Square One, where you can get delicious muffins, like I said earlier, I was in there waiting for my daily coffee, and there's always very nice people who work there, but they're definitely younger than me for sure. At least in their mid to early 20s. I'm in my mid 30s. So the two girls are talking behind the counter, and I can hear them like, I guess they are on the quote unquote older end of Gen Z. And they're like, I hate, and I could hear the one girl be like, I hate when I post stuff and people think I'm like a cringy millennial. And it's like, no, I'm not.
Oh, no.
And I was like, cringy millennial? I was like, oh. I was like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's
dude.
what we are now.
That was so bad, dude. We're cringy millennials now, guys. It hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts my soul.
It's- yeah.
And he's got
Ready
the
to
dog.
get into the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
And he's like, anyways.
Lily, you ready to get into the pay-per-view? All right. Fastlane.
Lily is the show's mascot now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dog of the show. Lily.
Fastlane felt like, at times it felt like a really good TV Raw.
Yeah.
And at times I was like, this is really, I don't know. I was up and down.
It's
I
up-
liked
yeah,
it.
up and down. Yeah.
I liked it. I didn't think it was amazing. It was like solid,
Yeah.
I guess is the word.
Yeah, overall, I would say it's good. It wasn't like, I feel like the past few pay-per-views have been better.
Starting with the opening match, I really enjoyed Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso defeating the Judgment Day to become the new undisputed tag team
Crazy.
champions. Very good match. Unexpected in my eyes finish. I did not see them winning the championships, but I also don't think they're going to have it too long. But I
Yeah, who do you
feel like
think's
it
gonna
was
get it?
done to cause turmoil within the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the reason why it was booked that
They
way.
also didn't have it that long at all, Judgment Day.
They only won it at the last pay-per-view.
Yeah, it sounded like they only had it for a month.
Yeah. You guys enjoy that match? I thought it was
Yeah,
a
I
great
thought that
opener.
was one of the, or maybe the best match on the show.
Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar, mystery partner defeating Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Basically, 95% of the match was a 2-on-3 until Carlito's music hit. He did not have his classic "I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool"
I was disappointed in that.
music. So was Tim. Tim was disappointed. He's like, I don't like the music. But Carlito's back. They already had his shirt up on WWE Shop. He's back. He signed.
This is not the same Carlito who stabbed John Cena in a nightclub.
Thoughts,
That was an
Tim?
actual storyline back then.
Tim
I
would
don't know,
remember
Tim,
that.
do you remember
storyline.
that?
Oh, I remember that. That's fucking classic.
Yeah. I was like, I like that Carlito better.
I spit
Terrible
in the
outfits.
face of people who don't want to be cool.
Yeah.
And he would like walk out.
So
all
I
slow.
went back and watched this next. Match the next day. I think we were putting Tim's daughter to bed. I think I missed some of it, but women's triple threat: Io Sky, Charlotte Flair, Asuka. Io Sky retained. This is a really good match too. Sometimes I say it all the time when it's a triple threat. Triple threats can be difficult and they can just be weird sometimes. They're not my favorite, but when you got these three in it, I thought they did well.
Yeah, I thought
Charlotte
so,
is
too.
Charlotte Flair just there now to be solid as fuck in the ring, you know?
Yeah.
Io
I mean,
would
I
end
kind
up
of like
retaining.
that she's not winning, too.
Yeah. I like the match. Thought it was good. I mean, all the matches were good. It's just some better than others.
Yeah.
Next match, John Cena and LA Knight defeated Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. Majority of the match, Cena was in. We were waiting for that hot tag for LA Knight, and
like forever.
he finally got in there. But it wasn't that long after he got in that they would end up winning. But I like these two teaming up.
I think Cena said it afterwards that he felt like he's a little bit rusty.
Yeah, I mean,
Like he
I
wasn't
think
as
he
sharp
said
as
he has work to do. That's what he
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
And then our main event was Seth Rollins defeating Shinsuke Nakamura in a last man standing match. This is the thing about last man standing matches to me. It goes on too long.
Yeah, especially towards the end when they start counting, they get to 8 almost every single time, and they start getting up. I'm like, okay.
I don't
Can
like
you
them
put-
as much as I don't like I Quit matches.
Yeah, they're kind of the same
Those
thing.
suck too.
I don't like those.
Especially sticking the microphone in people's face. Like, I just
Like,
I can't help
what do
but
you
think of
say?
Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy at Mania. It was awful. Never.
Never, never, Jack. You killed Jack, man.
Kill my dog.
Kill my dog,
Kill
man.
this dog. Kill this dog.
Sorry, I had a flashback to that match. Let's never forget that, quote unquote, in the storyline. Matt Hardy burned Jeff Hardy's house down and killed his dog, and they're
With
all.
his dog inside.
But they're chill now though.
No one's arrested.
They all.
No one's
The storylines were wild back then. That was around the same time as like Carlito stabbing John Cena.
You killed Jack, man.
Undertaker put his buddy Paul Bearer in a concrete crypt.
Yeah, that was wild.
He didn't kill him. He just made him go away for a little.
He just went away.
So overall, I mean, I thought Shinsuke was going to win this match. If I had to pick one, I thought he
really?
would. Like before the match started, I thought maybe they would give to Shinsuke for like a little bit, and then Rollins would just win it back, just to keep the feud going. But did not turn out that way. Seth Rollins
Yeah, I
retained.
kind of feel bad
Now-
for Shinsuke.
Before we leave and Tim takes us out, you want to talk about some favorite moments from the press conference afterwards?
I mean,
You guys talk
Jay and
Uso
Cody.
You showed it to me.
Should be inebriated. He should be inebriated after each press conference.
they need to be. That was amazing. That was so much fun. Even when
Triple
Jay
H was
first came out.
by himself.
Yeah. It was just like,
Then Triple H comes out and he says yeet, and he was a good sport about the whole thing.
yeah.
Very entertaining. It was a highlight of the press conference was Jey Uso. Cody would try to be serious, but then would end up like falling short.
cracking up.
Yeah.
And he's like, we may have had one or two, what do you call them, libations?
Yeah.
Yeah, like on the truck. Everyone started laughing. I'm like, oh no.
But yeah, overall, pretty good wrestling week. I'd say Fastlane was fun.
Yeah.
If you really look at it, though, more than 50% of it, well, there was 5 matches, and 60% of the show was tag matches.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Usually they've been having 6 at pay-per-views, but I guess because some went longer than others.
Yeah.
But yeah, and if you guys don't have any other thoughts to add, take us out, Tim.
My classic show of the week this week is Starrcade 99, which brings you some classic matchups such as Vampiro versus Dr. Death Steve Williams, Jeff Jarrett versus Dustin Rhodes, the natural Dustin Rhodes, as some of you might know him, aka the Goldust, Diamond Dallas Page versus David Flair, that's a throwback, Sting versus Lex Luger, Kevin Nash versus Sid Vicious, Chris Benoit versus Jeff Jarrett, main evented that night for the World Heavyweight Championship, Bret Hart versus Goldberg. So some big throwback matches. I've just been watching a lot of WCW lately. I'm wearing a WCW Nitro hat right now. So that was on my list of things that I watched over the past few weeks that I actually enjoyed. My favorite thing to do, and I know this is so corny, but it's so fun. I'd love to maybe indulge in a mind-altering substance, and then what you do is you turn off all the lights, and then you turn on WCW Nitro. Dude, it's like you just got teleported back into like 1997. It's the sickest. But okay,
It sounds like a good time.
yeah, it's great. But it's
Dude,
illegal.
you just get like teleported back to the 90s, man?
Dude, well, first of all, it's a mind-altering substance that is legal, I should say, in a lot of states.
It is legal
in many states.
in many states, including ours that we're in.
So I'm glad that we could bring you all some lighthearted stuff this week. I did want to close out with this. I'm sure a lot of you were like, "Oh my gosh, I thought I was going to get to go a whole few hours without hearing about this." Obviously, there is a lot of stuff going on with Israel and Palestine right now. I would have to check the demographics and see to know if we have listeners over in those areas on either side. The sides at this point, that's not what we're here to talk about. I'm just want to say from my heart, I'm just so sorry on both sides that you all have to go through this. And if we have listeners over there that listen to the show, that if this brings you 45 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes of laughter, I'm glad that we could do that for you. As a father, I'm very saddened, and I read a lot of stuff and looked at a lot of stuff today that I wish I didn't see. But the fact is, I wish I didn't see it, but you all are living it in real life. So I'm so sorry that's going on. I hope that if we have listeners over there, we could bring you a little bit of joy. Everybody, give your family, your brothers, your sisters, your mom, your dad, your kids, give them a hug. Where if you live in a place where you're lucky, where you get to be in your bed safe at home at night with your family, and you don't have to worry about something bad happening to you, I think that's something that we should all be grateful for. And if you are having a hard time dealing with any of this stuff, maybe you need something to get your mind off it. Wrestling is always a great thing to do that. So keep watching wrestling. Enjoy pro wrestling. That's why we do this show. We love pro wrestling. And we will talk to you next week for episode 102. We love you, everybody. Thanks again.